up and not let me in. So, yes, I think that would be glorious, Sherm.
That would be good stuff. Will Subba, we appreciate you. We have a guest here at the table, as you can see, so we'll check in with you in a little bit. Mike Garafolo.
Hey! I made sure the ringer was off, and then I almost spilled the coffee everywhere.
Just put your phone off the shield, please. Thank you. We're here to play Believe It or Not. Hey, we each give you a bit of a statement.
Yeah.
You tell us whether or not you were in or out.
All right, so listen, I want to start this thing off. You want me to start this thing off?
Yep.
Do it, Nate.
All right, the Jaguars. A lot of changes going on. Offensive coordinator, quarterback.
Yep.
Are there more changes in Jacksonville?
Are you talking about the head coach? I believe it's a possibility, and I believe that, well, I think what's going to happen down the stretch here is going to determine that. We were having a nice little chat before we came on here about whether Tom Coughlin at the age of 72 could coach the Jaguars. I believe he could. I have a formula for Tom Coughlin. You subtract about 7 years. 10 is too much, 5 is too few, because he's 72 minus what I say, 7, so 65. I put him at about 65 because he's a young man in an older man's body. So I absolutely believe he's still
Benjamin Button?
And I think, well, no, he's not going backwards. He's just moving forward slowly, slower than most people. You know, he's up at 5:30 in the morning pumping iron in the gym. This guy still brings the fastball. So if they wanted to make him the head coach, and look what's happened to the Giants since Tom Coughlin left. You don't think they regret that decision to move on from him? And
look at Pete Carroll in Seattle. He's 66. He looks like he's as young as any coach in the league. Sometimes the age doesn't matter.
So, well, it doesn't matter if you take care of your body and you're motivated and you wake up in the morning and you think, I want to attack this day like Tom Coughlin does. So if they went that route, I'd be for it.
All right, Mike, Colts on fire.
Yeah.
I remember the day that Josh McDaniels backed out of the job. We had a very heated show.
Yeah.
A lot of opinions on it. Frank Reich steps in. But I tell you, Josh McDaniels backing out of the Colts head coaching job, best thing that ever happened to the Colts, believe it or not.
You had that opinion very early, didn't you? Right? That was
about McDaniels?
About Josh McDaniels backing out being a good thing for the Colts. You figured that. If you're not on board, we don't want you. So I believe it. And yes, the results are here now for me to say, well, look how great they're doing. I will say the one thing about Frank Reich that I think works best for him in this situation. When he was coaching in Philly, I heard so much about, he's Mr. Positive, almost overly positive at times, like Carson Wentz could do no wrong. Well, in this situation, that's what you needed, and that's why it's working, because he is that bright, sunny, positive guy. Remember, he didn't even hire this coaching staff.
No.
Came in. I'll have more on that this weekend on Good Morning Football. Weekend. We're going to talk about it. So you give him credit for getting the chemistry and the coaching staff together. But you've got a guy that just left you at the altar at the last minute, okay? And now this guy comes in, and he's got that positive demeanor, and everybody's great, and everything's great. That's why it's really working in a lot of ways for the Colts right now, because of the way he is.
Love that. Credit to Frank Reich. You did it yesterday. He's getting credit all around the breakfast table. I'll give you one here. Jameis Winston did not throw an interception in his win over the 49ers. He looked awesome. So Jameis Winston will remain the franchise quarterback for the Bucs in 2019, believe that or not.
All right, I'm going to hit it with a believe it. Now, I got to make sure, because if anybody's been catching me the last couple of weeks, I said a couple of weeks ago, he may be done playing for the Buccaneers, period. Okay. That was contingent on Ryan Fitzpatrick playing well. If Fitzpatrick had held that job and kept it, Winston, with that injury-only guarantee in 2019, may not have seen the field again, and then why are you buying in? So I believe that what happened the last couple of weeks will now have the Bucs looking forward and say, okay, maybe we can get a rookie in, but if we don't have one of the top picks or whatever, the guy's not coming in to start right away, you got to pay placeholders what? Sam Bradford got how much this year? $20 million? That's right where Jameis Winston's 2019 number is anyway. So
already committed, right?
Even if he's not the unquestioned starter in 2019, the way this league is going and how much you have to pay pedestrian quarterbacks anyway, I think he's still got a shot. Now he's going to have some competition. He's not going to be the unquestioned franchise quarterback going forward, I don't believe, unless he absolutely lights it up in December here. But I do believe he will be the quarterback in 2019 for the Jaguars.
All right, we're talking body language yesterday. We were talking about Hugh Jackson and Baker Mayfield. To me, the body language between Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy is really what I'm watching on these Sunday night games and these Thursday night games. Here's my believe it or not. You tell me what to think. Mike McCarthy and the Packers coaching staff will be the same next year, 2019.
I don't believe it. I think there's going to be some changes. And sometimes it's just time. I don't sit here and look at Mike McCarthy and say, terrible coach, forgot how to coach. Game has passed him by. Not by any stretch. If he slid to Cleveland now with a bunch of former Green Bay executives in Cleveland needing a head coach and went there, he could do a Andy Reid mid-career type move. From what you're successful with one team, it's just time to go. You go to another team, and all of a sudden you hit the ground running, and now you're successful with this next team. Maybe even more successful with the next team. I really
You think Mike McCarthy's a name that other teams are going to want to interview if he was to be let go?
100%. Interview? Absolutely. 100%. And those guys in Green Bay, they know what McCarthy's about. They've got a young quarterback that needs a guy that has worked well with
the Green Bay guys in Cleveland, Dorsey and Elliott Wolf.
Elliott Wolf, Alonzo Highsmith.
They know what's up.
All those guys, they know what Mike McCarthy's about. It's a very thin pool of coaches, too. I'm sure you guys have mentioned that here as well. So you got a guy that stands out like this. I think he's got a shot.
Very quickly, what's your take on cookie cakes?
Do you like cookie cake?
Like the cookies?
Yes, the
cake?
You can write on it.
Yeah.
Not a big fan.
Yeah. Okay.
I prefer little cookies.
You just said you don't like the Houston
So
Texans.
you hate DeAndre Hopkins?
Not a Texans fan. I said earlier, so the analogy is you get the giant cookie cake. On paper, it looks like, of course, you want that, but you never really are like running to get the cookie cake. That's how I feel with the Texans.
See, with your new
You're
location,
turning down
I
cookie
take the PATH train, which is underground. I don't have service under there, so I can't watch you coming in, and I'm lost. You know, here I am thinking I'm commenting on cookie cakes. It's really
And
about
now
the Texans.
J.J. Watt's texting you right now saying, what's up, bro?
Yeah,
Why
what's
would you
up,
say that
cookie
about
cake?
me?
That's my new nickname.
Thanks for joining us.
Gave it to myself.
Mike Garofalo, check him out, please, on Good Morning Football Weekend. You can catch that at 9 a.m.